संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा। ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत
गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे। परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर शुभ संदेश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, 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 गीता परिवार
अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
पाणिर्मधुरः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीची मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपते
सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनौ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायकु फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति हूँ लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संभारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनौ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायकु फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपि सति हूँ लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीनी बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर है सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे तीनों लोक हाँकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरना मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा,
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा, ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी,
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी, वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे,
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे, परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you to a very graceful and divine evening. and on the behalf of Geeta Pariwar, I welcome all of you to the sacred gathering of the 18th chapter Vivechan session with the blessings and grace of Sri Krishna and Pujya Swamiji Guruji Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj. We begin today's divine session and with the heartfelt pratna. Just as in the Rath Yatra, the Lord comes closer to his devotees through prayer, we draw our hearts closer to him. So the prayer or the pratna is our inner Rath Yatra, a chariot of devotion moving towards the divine connection. For this prayer, I would like to invite Rekha Kelkar ji to lead us in the opening prayer. Originally from Mumbai, currently she's in USA till September. She's a retired teacher, now a homemaker with interests in teaching, cooking, music, and volunteering with the Mumbai Grahak Panchayat. She joined Geeta Pariwar as Sadhak in July 23. She has been offering the seva of trainer and mentor since September 24. Rekha ji, please lead us in the prayer.
Thank you, Didi. Jai Sri Krishna, everyone. Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kausachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishna Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishna Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Sri Krishna.
Thank you, Didi, for this melodious and beautiful prayer. Varahi Navratri is a time to invoke the Ma's fierce grace and inner strength. As she removes the darkness from our lives, we begin with the deep Prajwalan, symbolizing the light of her divine presence and protection. For the sacred ritual, I would like to invite Kajal Desai Didi to light the lamp. She hails from Jamnagar, is a retired teacher, and is serving as a technical assistant in our Geeta classes. She joined Geeta Pariwar in January 2025. Kajal Di, please do the honors.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you, Didi, for this lovely diya lighting. Now, before we proceed on with the main interpretation session, I have one great announcements for all of you. First of all, the 5-year completion celebration of Learngeeta program will be held from 22nd of June to 3rd August in both offline and online modes. So let us join our hands from our own locations and celebrate this 5 wonderful years with full joy and enthusiasm. Secondly, I invite all the interested sadhakas to attend the special orientation sessions to understand how you can serve as Geeta Sevak and contribute to spread the wisdom of Bhagavad-Gītā. In English, our Geeta Sevi will be on 28th of June, in Hindi on 29th of June, and both will be at 8:30 p.m. respectively. L3 grammar sessions will be conducted this Sunday, that is tomorrow, in your preferred language. So please, everyone should join in time and get the grammar-related queries resolved. Now comes the most awaited moment, diving into the divine wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita. Let us welcome our respected Vivechak, who helps connect this timeless knowledge to real life with clarity and depth. Today, we are truly blessed to have with all of us Shraddha Raodeo ji, a devoted disciple of Param Pujya Swami Govindev Giriji Maharaj. And currently, she is serving as president of the Geeta Pariwar, Hyderabad. She has been associated with online Geeta classes since the second batch of Geeta Pariwar in August 2020 and has rendered immense seva in the various departments. From leading the first ever jail Geeta classes, where inmates memorized 12 chapters, she has led to the establishment and leading of the monitoring team for over 2.5 years. Her contributions are truly inspiring. She also serves as Vivechak, regularly conducts weekly sessions filled with insights, depth, and devotion. With great respect and heartfelt joy, I invite Shraddha Didi. Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Joining, Didi. Let's wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there. Am I audible, Jai Shri Krishna?
Yes.
I just have to confirm
Yes.
before I start whether I'm audible or not. Okay. Radhika Didi, Rashmi Didi, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Chale, let us all begin with a prarthana. Very warm welcome to the session, all of you. Let us all start with a prarthana. Hari Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतः क्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् ॐ श्रीगुरवे नमः ॐ श्रीकृष्णाय नमः हरि ओम्. A very warm welcome to the session, all of you again. We are starting with this, we are in the middle of a very beautiful chapter. That is the 18th chapter, which is also a summary of all that we have learned so far in all the 17th chapters so far. In this L4, we are learning this special chapter, which is a summary of whatever we have learned so far, and it is going to form the basis of our introspection of this Bhagavad Gita. Entire Bhagavad Gita is a scripture of self introspection. Whatever we are learning, it is going to take us on a very enlightening, empowering journey. It is going to take us to a higher level of spiritual enlightenment. But how? While balancing everything, balancing all the challenges that we have around us, how is this possible? Sri Krishna has given some very beautiful insight into all this. And in what we have seen, see in this chapter, we are not learning any new principle. Whatever we are learning here, now that we are going to learn about about this karma yoga, we are learning a part of which whatever we are learning now today, what we will be seeing is a very beautiful part, which is an extension of karma yoga, essentially. So what we have seen so far in karma yoga and in other chapters, very elaborately Shri Krishna has told that while maintaining a balance within ourselves, by maintaining a balance within ourselves, how we can control all the things that affect us externally, how things affect us, how other things, somebody not talking nicely to you, or something, certain things, successes and failures that we see in our lives, all these things have a deep impact on us. So the things are very, very peripheral to us, they are external to us, however their impact goes deep within. And that is the basic problem, or that is the basic obstacle that we all face together. So what we have seen so far in this in this journey is that this is very we should not, we have to actually learn to live our life very lightly. Hmm. The Bhagavad Gita teaches us that how we can maintain a balance in our life, how we can maintain that lightness in our life, maintain the karma yoga so beautifully that it cannot affect the stability of our mind. And in this context we were seeing an extension of karma yoga, an extension of how to beautifully complete our duties, how to establish a balance, and a very detailed analysis of how a karma, how any action is done. We had seen in the previous 5 few sessions. Hmm. Today we are in the fifth session. We have covered a lot of portion, a lot of beautiful principles about in depth about what is a karma, what are the different parameters that decide a karma, how you can become successful karta, how we can be, how what is a ideal type of karma, sattvic karma, karma, karta, jnana, all these terms we have seen in detail. Now, whatever we had seen so far, last time we saw that whatever we had seen that three types of sukha also last time. And now Sri Krishna says that everything that I have told you so far has been discussed in detail in what way, that we have compartmentalized everything into three parameters, the sattvic, the rajasi, and the tamasi. And Shri Krishna has told that nothing in this world is free from what? Free from these three gunas. And the part that we are going to touch today, whatever we have seen so far is all very specific to individuals. It is very specific to an individual at a personal level, at an individual level. As a karta, how can I be the best? As a karma, what can be the duties? All these we have seen at an individual trait at a individual level. Now, what Sri Krishna is going to tell is at a level of the society. And slowly, this individual context takes a social context in the shlok from shlok number 40-41 that we are going to discuss today. What Sri Krishna has told is that I have created this four varna, these four categories. Now, before we deeply into this four categories, what we will just see the importance of all these things. We say that this entire society is divided into four categories. Now, what are these four categories? Brahmana, Kshatriya. We are at the 41st slok. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Visham, Shudrana, Incha Parantapa. Karmani pravibhaktani svabhava prabhavair gunaihi. Now, this is a very controversial topic. Everywhere, people are not very comfortable discussing it. Some people say that this has been responsible for our downgrade of our society, which is completely incorrect. Last time we had seen we had discussed this, that whether it is an organization or whether it is a family, all these four divisions are very, very implicit. For instance, in an organization, there will be a finance department, or there will be a finance department, there will be a human resource department, which will be service centric. There will be a finance department, which is going to be wealth centric, Vaishya category of the society. Like that, in an organization, there is a service category, there is a knowledge centric research department in an organization, there is some security that is always required in an organization, the strength is always required, so there is going to be a strength centric or department, the security department, the network security, all these departments are going to be there. What are they doing together? They are giving a lot of robustness to the organization. The knowledge centric department, the wealth strength centric department, the strength centric department, and the service centric. They are together making the organization robust. Similarly, our society is becoming robust by what? By the means of these the Chatur Varna, that is, these four sections of the society. Now, what happens? Uh, People usually feel that this has been leading to the downfall of the society. But understand one thing, that we have seen in the history that the Greece civilization, for instance, if you say, What has happened to Greece? The Greeks were, they all were just involved in, they were all very art centric culture. They were very art centric. Their society was all, they were very beautiful music, very different types of artisans, everything. And when the Romans attacked them, they didn't have this kind of structure that we have, where somebody is dedicatedly protecting their society. And what happened? In no time, the Romans could conquer Greece. And now, where do we see, where do we learn about Greek civilization? Only in the museums and other places. Now, this thing never happened to us. So many people, Romans were still okay people. We have been attacked with the worst kind of people. Hmm. The Mughal emperors, Aurangzeb, how many temples they have destroyed, how many things that happened. But everywhere, in each part of the country, wherever these people went, wherever they tried to conquer, there was a class of society which stood up to protect the society, the Kshatriya category. There was a class of society which ensured that the Vedas, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, everything remains safe, the Brahmins. There was a class of society which ensured that our culture, our music, Bharatnatyam, all these different types of dance form, they remain intact even when the others are um, attacking the society. When these akramans were happening, the Mughals and all these were happening, कुछ बात है कि हस्ती मिटती नहीं हमारी. Why? It is because the very foundation of our society is the one of these four varnas, four chatur varna, the caste is not the right word. They are varna, they are categories. And in initially how these were de- designed, they were designed on a very scientific approach. A doctor's child will naturally make a good doctor because from childhood he has been born and brought up in that kind of an environment where he has seen closely how the doctors work. The chartered accountant's son will make a good chartered accountant because from the childhood he has seen that how the chartered accountants are going to work. They have a very subtle observation from the childhood, and that makes it very lucrative for them to become good at that profession because they are exposed to it from a very young generation, from a very young age. And owing to this, what is happening, they are this entire foundation, they are making a very robust society. This entire system that has been given to us by our Rishi Munis, it has initially been designed by Sri Hari Paramatma. It has been prescribed in our Vedas, and our Rishi Munis have established it in the society. And how robust it is, it because of that, for so many, not decades, not century, but for so many yugas, this has remained intact. It has remained robust. The Ishwar Bhakti, everything is intact in our society. So today we will be seeing each of these category in the detail. We will see how each of the what are the duties of each of these categories, and how these categories, by understanding these categories, Sri Krishna is trying to emphasize what he is trying to emphasize, that we have to be the best, develop these, uh, understand your responsibilities properly, understand your characteristics, and work upon them. And how to work upon them, that has been told in all the other chapters beautifully. So we will go through each of the characteristics. Firstly, the characteristics are the responsibilities, the duties of a Brahmin. Shri Krishna explains from the 42nd shloka. शमोदमस्तपःशौचं क्षान्तिरार्जवमेव च ज्ञानं विज्ञानमास्तिक्यं ब्रह्मकर्म स्वभावजम्. A Brahmin's role in the society is how it is knowledge centric. So what he will be doing, he is going to immerse himself in the activity of what? In activity of seeking knowledge. Jnanam vijnanam mastikyam. His entire thing will be what? His prime responsibility is what? To understand that what is the real knowledge. Now you will say, so doctor's knowledge, medical knowledge is not real knowledge, the other things are not real knowledge. That is also a knowledge, but how is that knowledge? It is very short lived. It is enough for just this birth. Whatever we learn, whatever cooking skills and other skills that we all develop, they are enough for this birth. They are going to last only till this. But the knowledge, which is the actual knowledge, see, what is the difference between Jnana and Vijnana? Jnana is knowledge, Vijnana is a realization of knowledge. For instance, if somebody says, this is a, somebody says in, say, West Bengal, there is a very nice item called Rasgulla, or in Maharashtra, there is a sweet called Puran Poi, you should have it. Now, just by the name of Puran Poi, nobody will understand what is Puran Poi. Then we start describing it is circular, it has a yellow stuffing in it, it is sweet in taste. Still, people will be able to understand the picturesque description. But if I make a puran poi and give that this is puran poi, and if you eat it, then you realize its taste, how delicious, what is the exact way how that stuffing is tasting. That is the Vijnan, realizing, understanding by the experience. That is Vijnan. So these Brahmins, they not only understand the theoretical part of it, they not only just understand the knowledge that Ishwar is within us, and this entire Bhagavad Gita they have memorized. No, they have realized that knowledge means what, got it in their practice. So jnana vijnana mastikyam. Along with that, to get that, that is the prime responsibility. For that, what are the traits that they need? They are explained in the first line of the shlok. Shamo damas tapashauchang. Shama, that is the first category. What is the meaning of shama? Capacity to free your mind from all the different distractions. Hmm? And like suppose it is time to study, board exams are here, and it's time for the students to study, but still the mind gets distracted. It is going towards the cricket match, or towards movies, or towards the WhatsApp, all other things. Swamiji has given a very beautiful word for that, mobile phones. Nowadays everybody, whether it is student or whether it is housewives or office going people, everybody, each one of us is distracted by the mobile. Swamiji has given a very beautiful word. He says it is a karana pishacha. Karana means ear, and pishacha means a ghost which is, capturing you. So karana pishacha, Swamiji says, all these things are always around us. Such things are always around us, and they affect the capacity of our shama, that is controlling our mind. The capacity to free your mind and being able to concentrate on where it needs to be concentrated. That capacity is the first characteristics of a Brahmin. It is called Shama. And then Dama. Now, Shama is the capacity of freeing the mind, and Dama is the capacity of controlling the sense organs. It is suppose Ekadashi, but my tongue is not willing for any tasty food or all other things. Capacity to control the sense organs, that is Dama. And tapaha, what is tapa? Tapaha, its actual definition. It is constantly meditating upon God while facing and bearing all the difficulties that come in our path. Now, tapa, this is in the week, because we are talking about the spirituality. In our spiritual path, whatever are the difficulties, face them. What Sri Krishna has told. Taum stitikshasva bharata. In the second chapter, you have learned matra sparshastu kaunteya शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखदाः आगमापायिनो नित्या संस्थितिक्षस्व bharata. You have to bear them, endure them, and then continue on the path of your karma, on the path of your duty. That is tapa. So in the spiritual domain, we say it is a path of spirituality. Whatever difficulties will come, you endure that. Same applies to our work also. Constantly meditate on God and endure everything that we know is tapa. Same thing, constantly keep doing your karma, and in the process of karma, still maintain that integrity, still maintain the capacity to face the difficulties. That is tapa. In Sanskrit, it is defined as tapo dvandva sahanam. Endure them on the path of acquiring knowledge, on the path of spirituality, on the path of learning dhyan, doing jap, on all this path, we are able to continue by facing the difficulties of temptations. That is tapo dvandva sahanam. Dvandva means the dualities of life. Now, it is not that only difficulties that bother us, right? Even happiness distracts us. Hmm? Excessive. Suppose I have scored extremely good in one exam, then in the next go for the next exam, we become a little overconfident and say, "Oh, next will be good." So then we prepare less, and then the colors we will show in the exam. And if we happen to score bad, immediately that between the two dualities, excessive happiness and in the case of favorable unfavorable results, we get deterred. Being able to tolerate both is tapodvandva sahanam. And then shaucham. Shaucham is what? It is cleanliness. Now, when we talk about cleanliness, it's not that just external cleanliness. We externally we can keep ourselves clean. We all do. We'll do bath, and some people go extra mile for all other facials, everything. Cleaning your external thing. Shaucham also means internal cleanliness. Being free from all the malice, from the emotional and intellectual malice also. The moment somebody says something, immediately there are 500 things we say within our mind. One subtle insult is coming from outside, whether we reply back or not, we say, I have not replied back. But in the mind, what is happening? The mind doesn't remain clean. It still carries those impressions. The what Shri Krishna is saying here, the internal cleanliness is also a characteristic of what? Of a Brahmin. Then Shanti. Shanti is a complete absence of spirit of retaliation. Means what? If I am, if, what is for this? We have to just understand. Look at these all these things when we see. If you look at the life stories of great people, all these you will naturally understand. We say, jnana. You will see Vijnana when we see the life of great people. If you see what was the life of Jnaneshwar Maharaj from childhood they have undergone so many difficulties. What not? They have sometimes no food to eat, no rights to education. Hmm. Everybody, they were outcasted, not allowed to live in the village. After that, what is Jnaneshwar Mauli asking for the society? Vasayadan, happiness for everybody. That is the greatness of saints, the ideal Brahmin, the best Brahmin. This is the characteristic of Brahmin. Kranti means what? Capacity to forgive completely. Some people will say, what we have forgiven. But in the mind, when you say you are forgiving, then also it is still there in your mind. When I admit that I am forgiving, it is not just forgiving. So this is Shanti, complete absence of retaliation. In spite of having the power to take a revenge, when a person forgives somebody, then it is Shanti. And Arjavam, simplicity. No matter how much they are tolerating. So suppose somebody says something to us, immediately we say, Are you don't know how wealthy I am. We start showing off. Sometimes if you have something new, what immediately we want to show off. This is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Hmm. So simplicity. But what is the characteristics of great people? Arjavam, the great people or the Brahmins, their simplicity is their main, simple is their prominent characteristic. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, how simple. The top most educated, most qualified, when he entered one in his normal Veshbhusha, in his normal way of dressing, he went to a summit, and he was not allowed, saying, oh, all people here they will be in their court. And also the guard said, no, you cannot enter. Swami Vivekananda ji also experienced similar thing. You cannot enter. And but then when he showed the invite and the organized, oh, he is the chief guest for this summit. That is this thing. They are external, no matter how intellectual they are, but within inside they are intellectual thing, and spirituality is within. But externally their lifestyle and everything will be very simple. Simplicity of not only the living, but simplicity of thinking, simplicity in all regards. And that together, with all these characteristics, when they come, automatically knowledge comes. automatically their faith towards God will be very strengthened. And then what Shri Krishna says, Shraddhavan labate jnanam. So automatically when all these traits are combined together, they will have faith in God. So astikyam, that will automatically come. They will automatically be inclined toward the supreme divine power. The knowledge will come, the vijnana will come, and jnanama vijnanam astikyam. Brahma karma swabhavajam. Brahma karma means the karma, the responsibilities or duties of Brahmins are by like this. How? Swabhavajam, born out of nature. So all these four categories, Sri Krishna had said that they are born out of nature. Those who are, these all categories are how they are sattvic. So anybody of this uh, characteristics is sattvic by nature, and how, the swabhav that comes out of these categories. Swabhava ja. Ja means what? When you add the letter ja to anything, it becomes what? Origin. Panka means kichad or slug, mud, wet mud. Pankaja means lotus. It is originating from the um, mud, from the wet mud. Atmaja, the one who originates from me. The moment we add this word ja, means originating from. So swabhavajam means what? Originating from their swabhav. So because these characteristics are automatically there in the Brahmins, what is their duty? Jnanam vijnanam astikyam. It becomes their responsibility. Owing to these sattvic characteristics, what happens? This is their swabhav, and owing to this swabhav, what is originating? The Brahma karma is originating, which is, what is the karma? Dhyana Vijnana Mastikyam. This is their karma originating out of their characteristics. So Brahmins should try to ensure that these qualities are very much within them. Then what? Shauryante Shodhritirdakshay Yuddhe Chapyapalayanam Danamishwara Bhavashchakshatram Karma Swabhavajam Shauryan Tejo Dhritir Dakshay. So what Shri Krishna says here, Shaurya, fearlessness. Arjun was fearless. It, even in the most adverse situation, standing up to the situation, what we would want, our soldiers on the borders of the country, what we want, no matter what happens, we want them to stay there and fight even in adverse situations, right? Standing up to the situation. This is Shaurya. Shivaji Maharaj, when he was very small, now see, this all these characteristics, what Shri Krishna is saying, they are inherent in a Kshatriya. Shivaji Maharaj, now while he was a very small child and he had gone to visit in Karnataka, his father Sambhaji Maharaj, he was in the court there. So he went there and he saw that one man is pulling a cow very mercilessly. He got very disturbed by that scene, and what he did immediately, he took out a sword and cut the hand of this man. He said, Cow is my mother, Gau Mata. I give respect as a mother to this cow, and he is doing this to the cow. I cannot tolerate it under any circumstances. It is my dharma to do this. It is fearlessness. Later, what happened is a later story. But he was the son of the senior minister, so all that was taken care of. But this the trait of fearlessness is from their childhood is inherent swabhavajam in the Kshatriya. The tej that again, when we talk about Kshatriya, who better than Shivaji Maharaj? The power with which even the sinners will hesitate to commit any crime. The moment some great, not only now Shivaji Maharaj, even in the society, if you see, a very Tejasvi policeman, if he said, the sinners will be scared. Oh, in front of them we cannot do crime. In front of Modi ji, people will think twice before committing any crime. In front of some Shivaji Maharaj, people will think twice. In the society, they will think twice. Oh, if we do any crime, we will be punished badly, because our king is going to be has that tej. He himself has the tej, owing to his responsibilities that he has undertaken and followed. He has a tej, and we have to be very careful in front of him. So the page, the illuminance of their personality, Ratihi, the firmness with which a man can achieve what they want to achieve. They do not deviate from their righteousness. We have in detail seen the three types of Dhriti, where the strongest type of Dhriti is present in the Kshatriya. Hmm? You know the story of Karna, how he has lied to Parshuram and taken the knowledge from him. And how did Parshuram understand that he is not a Brahmin by nature? Because he was resting on Karna's lap, and he saw that one insect has bit him and he is able to endure the pain. He said, if you were a Brahmin, you wouldn't have been able to endure this pain. You would know that means you are from the Swabhav. He understood that you have lied to me. You have lied and taken the Vidya from me. You have taken the knowledge. This knowledge will not be of any use to you when you need it the most. And so Karna's intellect was was a sharpened intellect. It was a cursed knowledge that he had that will not come to use in the most important battle of his life against Arjun. He lost not because of not because he was weak or anything. His knowledge also because he was weaker than Arjun, but also because his knowledge was cursed. So Dhritihi, this Dhriti is the Dhriti is the firmness with which the person can fulfill their resolves. That is the Swabhavajam, that is the basic nature of a Kshatriya. Daksham, cautiousness, doing the right things at the right time. Shivaji Maharaj escaped from Aurangzeb's clutches. It is the best example of Daksha, that is uh, cautiousness. It is not possible. He was captured, but how carefully he has planned and strategically he has managed to escape. We will not get into the story, but you have to read these instances to understand the meaning of Daksha. Yuddhecha apalayanam means what? Not running away from the battlefield. For a Kshatriya, winning or losing should not matter. No matter what. Hato va prapsasi svargain jitva va bhokshase mahim tasmaduttishta kaunteya yuddhaya krita nishchayah. Hato va prapsasi svargam. Even if you lose this battle, what you is going to happen? You are going to get the heavens because you have followed your duty. Shri Krishna has told Arjun. So, Kshatriya, no matter what happens, he has to not run away from the battlefield. And usually the Kshatriyas will be the kings, or they are the ones who are responsible for taking care of the society, of taking care of their entire clan. So Danam, it is their duty to ensure that charity is happening properly. Danam Ishvara Bhavascha. They are the one who have to do dana. Now, what type of dana should be done? Now, if I am a Kshatriya, we have to understand that dana is my inherent characteristics. If inherent characteristic, what is the ideal type of dana? There, 17th chapter comes into picture. There, my knowledge of 17th chapter has to be put in practice. Datavyamati yaddanandiyate nupakarini. Deshe kale cha patre cha taddanam satvikam smritam. When I'm giving charity, when I say that the Kshatriya's dharma is to do charity in that type, what type of charity? That also we should take a moment to introspect. So, sattvic charity should be done. Nanam is a important character, and Ishvara Bhavascha, that he is the caretaker of the society. A policeman, a soldier is the caretaker of the society. It is his duty to ensure that everyone in the kingdom feels safe. How we say Ram Rajya. After so many yugas also, we are still praising what the Ram Rajya. Why? Because everybody used to feel secure, everybody used to feel happy, and everybody had what bhav towards Ramji, that he is our Ishwar. Similarly, in the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's tenure, in the Swaraj when he had established, everybody used to feel secure. Hmm, that no disturbances can happen. The rules are being followed. Our king takes care of us. After Shivaji Maharaj, for 9 to 10 years, for a decade, Sambhaji Maharaj has also given a very good governance to the society and ensured that all the people feel secure in his country and prepared the society such that they were able to protect themselves from Aurangzeb for many years after Sambhaji Maharaj also went. So all these ideal characteristics of a Kshatriya. Then we come to the next category, that is the Vaishya and the Shudra. Shri Krishna has explained both together in one shlok. Krishigau Rakshavanijam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam Paricharyatmakam Karma Shudrasyapi Swabhavajam. Krishi Gauraksha Vanijam, three occupations. Krishi, harvesting the crops. Ensuring that the society has ample food to survive. How the mother is going to take care within the family, ensuring everybody has food to eat, ensuring this. Similarly, for the entire society, the farmers belong to this Vaishya category. They are ensuring that everybody has the society has ample food to survive. Krishi, Gau Raksha, rearing cattle, Go Seva. In the five Panchasutri of Gita Pariwar, Go Mata Seva. Go Seva is also very important. Go Dhan, Go Mata is not just Mata, Go Dhan. In the times when Shri Krishna has told all this Bhagavad Gita, that time this cows are considered national assets, and understand that this time is going to come again. Now even the West has started understanding the importance of cows. Purely you will see that now the products obtained from the cows, whether it is gobar now, gobar, they are selling the cow dung on online shopping platforms also nowadays. We have seen people across the world are understanding the importance of all our Sanatani principles, our Sanatani culture. Nanda Baba, Krishna's father, was called Nanda. Not his name was not Nanda. He was called Nanda because he had more than 9 lakh cows, and that is why he was the wealthiest. And he was given that caption of being the Nanda for the society, for Nanda of the village. So that was the importance of the cows. So Gauraksha Vanijam, pure trade. Vanijya is trade. hmm, Between the different cities, ensuring that the trade is happening. The trade is going to do what? It is going to keep the entire society economically stable. So, and so all these three together are doing what for the society? They are bringing prosperity to the society. The nation becomes prosperous when the Vaishya is doing this karma. So a Vaishya who excels, a Vaishya is a person who excels in these three. These are his three basic responsibilities out of his job, because they are rajoguna, the rajoguna, rajoguna samudbhavam, no. So they are the characteristics arise out of what? Rajogun. So the rajoguni class of the society are going to engage themselves in these type of activities so that the nation, the society prospers. And then what is the next category? The Shudra category. The Shudra category, before we move, see what are the important functions. I want to tell one thing very clearly. This word here is Shudra, Shaljam Sha, Shudra, and not Shudra, the Kshatriyaksha. See, one small letter makes so much difference. In the second chapter, Kshudram Hridaya Daurvalyam. There, what does the mean? What does the word Kshudra mean? Means inferior, of a lower order. But the word that has been given here is Shudra. In no way it means that the Shudra categories is any lower. Now, this misunderstanding, all this has been created by the Britishers, but Shudra is a very respectable category. The Britishers, and then not only them, but even before that, lot of malice came in the understanding of these of this categorization of the society, and then people started becoming very rigid with this classification, and that was used as an opportunity by the invaders to further pollute or corrupt our intellect. So we should be very clear what is there in the Vedas, what has been told by Sri Krishna, and what has been established by the Rishi Munis. The word Shudra is not Kshudra. It is not inferior, nothing inferior. There is no inferiority associated with this word. or with this name. Shudra is a name given to a class of society, which are the people who are rendering services to people. What kind of services? The plumbers, the artists, the engineers. All these are the duties of whom? Of the Shudra. So there is no any particular type of greatness associated with any class. Shudra class is the very foundation of the society. Suppose a student is studying, a Brahmin is studying. Shaucha is his characteristic. Now, if there are no rivers and a Brahmin is, trying to study, first thing he needs is Shaucha, purity. And if there is no water in the house, first thing we need is a plumber. Then the knowledge will come. Today also we are sitting and learning Bhagavad Gita on the online, this Zoom meeting. We are learning Bhagavad Gita. Tomorrow, if the electricity goes, the Brahmin will be required later. First one you need is the electrician. Coming from which class? Shudra class. So that is the importance of this category. It is not that they are any inferior. They are the very foundation of the society, and the Vaishyas are also the foundation of the society. Together, this Chaturvarna is a very important uh, foundation of this society, which is making it very robust. So what others say, that is a different matter. We as Gita Sadhak should have a very beautiful, clear perception towards this entire Chaturvarnya. We have to understand this system properly, rectify our perception towards every class of this society. And then Sri Krishna says that once you understand all these karma are very important for everybody, and these are the basic duties, Sri Krishna says everybody should engage in their own duties. Now, what is happening? A teacher who essentially could be from the Brahmin society or from the Shudra society, Brahmins essentially because their job is to attain knowledge, or a person who is an engineer starts the business. Nowadays this is happening. Instead of their work, people are doing another work. Sri Krishna says people have to focus on their own work, whichever class. These are the karma, and these are the karma based on their swabhav, that is their very basic nature. They should all engage in the karma which is meant for them. What Sri Krishna says, Sve Sve Karmanya Bhirata Samsiddhil Lavate Naraham Sakaimaneratasya yatha vendati tachrunu. What Sri Krishna says is very important. You have to understand that our own action is the main action. One's own action, it could be a worship of God. Sve Sve Karmanya Bhiratas. Samsiddhil Labhate Nara. Samsiddhil Labhate. Now, what we feel that only by doing tapa, by only doing japa and doing worship, we can attain God. But Sri Krishna says, no, that is not this case. You can attain God, you can attain all types of siddhi by following your own karma. Sve Sve Karmanya Abhirata. Sve Sve Karmani Abhirata. Karmani Abhirata means devoted. Abhirata, the word Abhirata means devoted and continuously doing that. So Karmani Abhirata, the one who is busy in doing their own duties, for them this will serve the purpose of worship. Only action can be a worship. If your mindset towards your actions is right, it can serve the purpose of doing the worship of the Lord. That Sri Krishna says. So doing just your own work. And what will you get? Samsiddhi lavate. Samsiddhi is what? The highest accomplishment that a human can get. What is that? Unition with God, getting the supreme knowledge. All these are our special accomplishments which you can get by pursuing your own duties. A student's duty to pursue knowledge, to gain knowledge. All other duties, if we pursue diligently, what will happen? You can get that sound siddhi. My cup, my penis is my work. Whatever. Now, this is a very simple thing to understand. How can a person get sound siddhi? What is this siddhi? Siddhi comes to us when God is happy with you. God is what? Ishvara. Ishvara is your, say, a master, and he is happy with you. Then only he will bless you with sound with siddhi. Now, Forget about this for one thing and just imagine yourself. If you have to give rewards, you have two employees working under you. One is a very diligent employee. He's just doing what he is employed for. Hmm? If I have an employee who has to take care of accounts, and another employee in the same department who is not doing his work at all, but whenever I meet, he will say, "Good morning, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am," talking very sweetly with me. And there is another one who is not bothered about my presence around, but is diligently doing his work. Tell me, you as an employer, whom will you reward? Whom will you reward? The one who is doing his work diligently. He is doing what he is employed for. We have taken this birth. We have been employed by God for some or the other purpose. Now, if I just keep doing sweet talk and dhyan and worship and not doing my own work, is God going to like it? He is going to reward the person who is doing his work properly. Understand this from our own perspective. Which sevak would you like? Which employee would you like? Same is the situation with God. He sees that in spite of all the difficulties, this person is doing his job and stays focused. He's doing what he is born for. Such a person will get what? Get the greatest reward from Paramatma. And Sri Krishna explains further that this entire process of rewarding Sri Krishna has elaborated in the next shlok. Yatah pravrittir bhutanai hena sarvamedam tatam sakarmanadam abhyarcha siddhim vendati manavaha. The same thought he is re-emphasizing. In which way? That the God, he first sentence, he is um, uh, dedicating to himself, to Paramatma. What he is talking, that the Paramatma is how Yatah Pravrittir Bhutanai. He is the one from which all the creatures are originating, this entire world. And all the creatures who are living in this world are originating from where? From the Paramatma. What is the mood reason for our existence, for our creation? Is the Parampita Paramatma. He created Srishti. He wanted this Srishti to work. He wanted this entire nature to be evolving. So he has created all of us and other creatures in this world. So Vyata Pravrittir Bhutana. All the creatures are originating from him. Yena Sarvamedan Tatam. And he has not just created and kept it, he has made his presence felt everywhere. He is pervading everywhere. He is present everywhere in this universe. So he is present everywhere. So these two combined together is a full, complete definition of God, from whom we all are originating, and the universe, and He is in every particle of this universe. Hmm? He has made the universe, and also being in this part of the universe, He is also making this universe work. So such a God, to such a God, what we are doing? Swakarmana tamabhyarcha. What we are doing? We are worshipping Him. We are offering Him. Abhyarcha means what? We are worshipping Him. Tam abhyarcha. We are worshipping this first. We are worshipping this God who is describing in the first sentence. And how? Swakarmana. With our work, with our duties, with our karma, with our actions, we are what we are doing? We are offering offering our karma. We are offering our karma. We are using this karma as the means to worship the God. Tapabhyarcha. Just like how you offer flowers to God, what we have to do? We have to offer all the karma to God. Now, when you are offering the flowers to God, what do you do? Every day's puja, if we have to do. Every day I am buying new flowers or plucking flowers from the garden and giving. We offer fresh flowers every day, best quality flowers we will search, isn't it? Same thing applies to karma. With our karma, if we are worshipping God, then how should our karma be? Best quality. We cannot settle down for an average quality karma. We have to try to be best with full integrity. Sattvic karma. So, what we have to do? By the means of following our karma, We have to start following such a way that it becomes gradually the sattvic karma. Make your karma a path of your own chitta shuddhi, a path of your own purification, and attain the perfection, siddhim. So, and then what will happen? Siddhim vendati manavaha. You earn. What is it that you earn? You will attain, you will earn, you will attain siddhi, perfection. What kind of perfection? What kind of siddhi? The highest order of Siddhi that Jnaneshwar Mauli has. He is forever known. Hmm? The highest quality of Siddhi that all other saints Mirabai have, Tukaram Maharaj have, Namdev Maharaj has. Uh, um, uh, so, so many saints. India is blessed. Our Bharat Varsha has so many different saints. Ramakrishna Paramhans, Tulsidas Maharaj, so many. Hmm, saints, name them, they all have attained Siddhi by what? Doing their own karma. But along with their own karma, they were always connected with God. So, what Sri Krishna says, you have to pursue your karma in the best possible way. Amongst all the things, what you have to do, your Swadharma you have to keep following, because that is going to be your best possible worship for the God. In that context, what Sri Krishna explains, Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunah Paradharmat Svanashtitat Svabhavaniyatam Karma Kurvannapnoti Kilvisham. Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunah. Sometimes what happens to us, we feel that there is a flaw in my duty. The housewives feel, I'm doing so much work in the house, but what I get in the return, kya kiya din bhar? That is the only comment I get. No monetary returns. A teacher might feel, the people who are doing MBA getting so much monetary benefit. What are we getting? And what we start developing, we start developing a dosha drishti, a flaw, a flawful vision we start developing towards our duty. But what Sri Krishna says, this habit of finding flaws in our own task, in our own duties, is the root cause of all the problem. What Sri Krishna is saying, Shreyan Swadharmo Viguna. Viguna means even if it is having any demerits, it appears as if it is having some demerits, Shreyan Swadharmo. It is still the most supreme, superior. Shreyan, it is the superior one. Swadharmo paradharmat sanushthitat. Instead of the well performed paradharma, paradharmat sanushthitat means performing the other people's dharma. So, if all of a sudden a teacher starts feeling that I can do good management, I'm managing a class of 40, 50 students, so let me become a manager, let me become a good I can manage, let me change my job and become a manager. What Shri Krishna says, even if you become a good manager, it is not going to be paradharma sanashritat. Even if you are going to become a good manager, if you are going to show extraordinary skills at management, your swadharma is the only one which is going to do what? It is going to liberate you. Even if it is having flaws, even if you see it as a flawful task, that is the only way for your liberation. Hmm? For instance, if in a fish pond, fish is surviving in what? In water. Now we'll say what this water is no value, cheap 20 rupees liter. Milk is 40 rupees liter, 60 rupees liter. Let me put something more value addition I want to do to the fish tank. And tomorrow, instead of just putting water, you put milk in that fish. What is going to happen to the fish? In the fish tank, if you put in the aquarium, if you put the milk, what is going to happen? The job of the water has to be done with the job. The water might have, less value. It might be, some flaws might be there. Put ghee, milk, it is not going to work. Hmm? So even if you find any flaws in it, still that is the superior one for you. Swabhavaniyatam karma, kurvan napnoti kilvisham. Even though that swabhavaniyatam karma means what? Even if it has flaws, even if it is the karma has some or the other impurity associated with it, what will happen? It will not incur any sin. Kurvan napnoti kilvisham. If you do that job also, kurvan na apnoti kilvisham, na apnoti. Apnoti means incur. What? Kilvisham. Kilvisham means sins. You will not incur any sins by following your own dharma, even if it is a little flawed. There are some deadly snakes, the snakes, they are poisonous. Some snakes are very, very poisonous. They have deadly poison within them. But that poison never affects the serpent or the snake. It may be poisonous for others, but it is not going to affect the snake. Even if our karma has some flaw, the karma is only going to take us to a higher enlightenment, higher spirituality. Even if it is flawed, it appears flawed to us, it is our only way to upliftment. Mm. So that this malaria happens in people, because of the mosquito bite. Who is carrying that virus of malaria? The mosquito is carrying the virus of malaria, but it doesn't attack the mosquito. It affects others, but it does not affect the mosquito. It is letting it do the job. So that karma is like that. Even if there are some flaws associated with it, it is going to still be your way of upliftment. And same thing, Shri Krishna, same principle, he's elaborating further in the next slok. Sahajam karma kaunteya sadoshamapi natyajet sarvarambha hi doshera bhumenagnivavrataha. Shri Krishna says sahajam. Sahaja means what? Now this word, it literally, translates into, which is, sahaj, in bomb, whatever is my duty. But see the word, the Sanskrit is such a beautiful language. See the depth in every word. Sahaja. Just sometime back I told, no, when you add a word ja to it, it means what? Born out of. Now saha in Sanskrit means with me, with somebody. Mitrena saha means with the friend. So saha means with. Now sahaja, it is born with me. So my natural duty. The natural duty of what? Natural duty of the Brahmin, the natural duty of a teacher, the natural duty of a soldier, all these. So, Sahaja karma. That is the meaning of the word over here. Sahajang karma kaunteya. So, even if it is a duty which appears flawed to you, sadoshamapi natyajed. Even if you think there are flaws in it, it has some fault in it. My job is not giving me enough money. But I am born in the family of teachers. So, no matter what, I love teaching from birth. From childhood, we have seen, mother teaching, parents teaching. And now all of a sudden, I want to become an MBA graduate and become a manager. Then I see that there is a flaw in this. But still, if by nature I am born to be a teacher, that is the best thing for me to do. So even if it is flawed, what happens? Shri Krishna says you have to do your duty. Sarvarambha hi doshena dhumenagnidivavrataha. Dhumenagnidivavrata. It is this. Though every work that you undertake, sarvarambha, though it is, it appears as if it is flawed, it is like the fire which is engulfed, covered by smoke. So the fire, it is natural that where there is fire, there is going to be smoke. Where this karma is there, it is going to have some flaws. But that does not mean that the stage of the fire is affected. So the stage of your karma is going to be what? Enlightening for you. So we have to continue on our karma. Uh, so many flaws, we can see the flaws in our own karma, but just like the fire is engulfed in the smoke and it does not affect the stage of the fire. Similarly, our karma is tejomay for us. It is going to take us on the path of enlightenment, upliftment. Now, how this karma has to be done? Now that we are convinced we have to do the karma properly, but how? What is the best way, supreme way of dealing with our karma? Because we are going to see flaws in our karma. So, how to look at our karma? What should be the right perception towards our karma so that these flaws don't affect our mindset? That Shri Krishna explains in the next slok. Asakta buddhis sarvatra jitatma vigataspraha naishkarma siddhim paramam sanyasena digacchati. How should your intellect be? When you're see whatever thoughts are coming in our mind, whatever is our whatever perception we are developing towards our karma, Whatever way our mind is thinking about our karma is coming from where? It is coming from our intellect. Our mind is, mind is under the control of our intellect. So how should our intellect be? Sri Krishna has not spoken about mind here. He says you have to detach all this is fine, but first detach your intellect from everything. So asakta buddhi sarvatra. Asakta buddhi sarvatra. The intellect should be detached. Hmm? And jitatma vigataspraha. Automatically, when my intellect is detached from everything, then what will happen? My indriya, that is the senses, our reactions, all that will be in control. And how a person will be? He will be a jitatma. Means he has subdued himself. He has won over himself. Hmm? He has won over his own mind. He has won over himself. Hmm? And Vegatas Praha. How is he? He has his desires have fled. How Sri Ramji was. Sri Ramji was told that one day you are becoming a king, and next morning he is told to go to Vanvas, but his intellect was unattached. He what his in how his intellect was programmed, that I have to do my duty. Whether it is as a king, whether it is as a son, whatever is being told, I am going to be doing my duty. Intellect is superbly detached. And that is why what has happened? He is Jitatma. So he is not, and then because of that, he doesn't have that desire within him. He doesn't have desire that I have to have the kingdom. I have just recently got married. I have to live with my wife. All these desire didn't become blockages because Sakta Buddhi, his intellect was free. Because his intellect was free, his intellect was detached. That is why his mind was how? Vigataspraha. His mind was free of desire. And that is why he was Jitatma. And how Vasishtha Muni describes to Bharat ji how Ram was. He said Ram, he had the same expression when he was being he was told that he will be a king. The expression that he had on his face, that was the same expression that he had on his face when he was leaving Ayodhya. Jitatma. So with a controlled mindset, with a controlled intellect, we can have a controlled mindset, and with a controlled mindset a person can win over everything. And in that state, what does he get? Naishkarmya siddhim paramam. Naishkarmya siddhi. This is the topmost order of siddhi that a person can get. This mention of this Naishkarmya siddhi is has come multiple times in Bhagavad Gita. And what it means, it is the feeling of not having done the task at all. Naishkarmya siddhi means though all the task is being done, it feels that I am not actually doing the task. That kind of siddhi is Naishkarmya siddhi. For instance, now this entire vivechan I am doing into the light of this, under the from the light that is coming out of this lamp. Now, if I say, oh, my vivechan is happening because of this lamp, the lamp will say, what have I done? I have done just my job. Now, under his light, this job is happening, that is a different thing. Hmm? So that is Naishkarmya Siddhi. Surya Bhagwan, the entire Srishti, the sun is rising, setting, that we feel. But what he is doing, he is just steady, steadily burning, steadily in a state of tapa, steadily burning, not doing anything actually, but everything is happening because of him. So sun is the best example of what Naishkarmya Siddhi. We all in the mornings, this is Gita Pariwar, when we take Pal Sanskar Varga, what we teach our children every morning, you have to offer water to sun god. Arghya, we have to give. Now, when we are the entire world, I just assume that entire world is a sattvic, a idealistic world, and everybody is giving arghya to Bhagwan. I'm just assuming that we are so many people are offering arghya to Sun God, and what is happening in that process? We are saying thank you. That is a way of showing gratitude to Sun God that we are living because of Him. Without Sun, no life is possible on the earth. So weird. But if the sun got from the inside, what he must be feeling, what am I doing? I'm just doing my job of burning over here. Hmm? When human being starts understanding this, when he starts doing the actions from this asakta buddhi in that way, when he starts doing the job this way, and he gets an understanding of this concept, what happens? He is getting this Naishkarmya Siddhi. Naishkarmya Siddhi Paramam. He will attain this Naishkarmya Siddhi Sannyasenadhigacchati. Where is he going? Where adhigacchati? Adhigacchati means what is he attaining? Where is he heading for? Sannyas. That he will be Sannyasena adhigacchati. He is attaining this Naishkarma Siddhi. Adhigacchati. This he is getting this by how? This kind of sannyas. This kind of detachment. By this kind of detachment, he is going to attain what? Naishkarmya. So Naishkarmyam Siddhim adhigacchati. How who is going getting this Naishkarmya Siddhi? The Asakta Buddhi is getting the Naishkarmya Siddhi. So all these things are so blissful to hear. Once such a Siddhi is attained, what happens? This is very beautiful. Shri Krishna says, Siddhim prapto yatha brahma tathapnoti nibodhame समासेनैव कौन्तेय निष्ठा ज्ञानस्य या परा. So this perfection is attained, siddhim prapto. And then what is attained? Brahma. When we talk about liberation and we say with the unition with Brahma, this unition with Brahma he has obtained. Naishkarmya Siddhi he has obtained means he has got united with the eternal, divine, most supreme power. All that you learn from me. Shri Krishna is telling, Tathapnoti nibodhame, all that I have told you, that this Siddhi has to be attained. Now in this shlok, understand that the entire thing, where we have started, this entire thing, now we are seeing the end result. But before we are happy about the end result, Samasena Kaunte, all this, what Shri Krishna is telling in the shlok, I have told you everything that how to attain this Naishkarma Siddhi, and once you attain that Siddhi, you are attaining the Brahma, and all that I have explained you with proper knowledge. Nishtha Jnana Seya Para, you will get the highest order of knowledge, highest order of, you will reach the highest state. All this is starting from where? From your karma. When you are talking about this shlok, understand that Chitta Shuddhi is the main purpose of our karma. This Naishkarmya Siddhi is an excellent, purest form of Chitta Shuddhi. So, this entire process of action, once complete detachment is attained, then what is going to happen? It is going to take you to a state where no desires are left. This is the state of Atma Bodh. This is the state of Brahma Jnana. This is the ultimate state of wisdom, that is Nishtha Jnanasya ya para. So till now we were saying what? That we will get knowledge, we will get siddhi, all that. Now what Shri Krishna says, after that what you attain, after getting this siddhi, what you attain is the knowledge, the ultimate state of wisdom, which is beyond the knowledge itself. This is what is going to happen. All these topics, Atma Bodh, this Atma Bodh is going to come to this person. Where do we listen more about Atma Bodh? In the 6th chapter, Atma Sanyam Yoga. What is this Atma Bodh? When such a siddhi is attained to anybody, they start having, they depict different characteristics. You can distinguish them very separately. Like when we talk about a devotee, bhakti yoga, what do we see? These are the characteristics of a devotee, and when you prominently see that these are the things that are present in each person, such a person is an ideal devotee. Such characteristics of devotees are told in the 12th chapter. In the 14th chapter, characteristics of Gunatita are told. Now, when we say that a person has attained a Naishkarmya Siddhi, such a person becomes what? He becomes a Atma Jnani Siddha Purush. He becomes a Siddha person, a saint, a highest order seeker he has become. He has become a Siddha Purush. And Shri Krishna says how to identify such a person. People will feel, oh, I am also doing my work in this way. What is the big deal? People nowadays, they're always in a state of denial that no, we are also doing, I'm doing everything. People tell me Bhagavad-Gītā day and night we are studying, but still not getting that Shitoshna Sukha Dukkheshu Tathamana Apamana. That state also we are not able to find. How do we understand? that we have reached the Siddhi. What are the characteristics of Siddhi? Are we going to reach there? The answer is simple. It is going to take very long. Then why do we need to study? We have to know what is the destination. We are sadhak. And when we see ourselves, we look at ourselves and what we feel that I have to reach somewhere. I don't know, but I'm not able to even get these basic characteristics. So what Shri Krishna does in the next few shlokas, from shlok number 51, what he is doing, he has given us a destination where to reach. He is telling these are the characteristics of Siddha Purush. You have to reach there. And once you know that these are the characteristics of the Purush, they become what? They become the guiding principles for us people to reach there. Very beautiful characteristics Sri Krishna has described. What are the characteristics of a Siddha Purush in the next three shlokas? Hmm? बुद्ध्या विशुद्धया युक्तो धृत्यात्मानन्नियम्य च शब्दादीन् विषयान् त्यक्त्वा रागद्वेषौ व्युदस्य च विविक्तसेवी लघ्वाशी यतवा कायमानसः ध्यानयोगपरो नित्यं वैराग्यं समुपाश्रितः अहङ्कारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं परिग्रहम् विमुच्य निर्ममः शान्तो ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते. In these three shlokas, mark of these three shlokas for what? That these are the characteristics of a Siddha Purush, a person who has attained all Siddhi. Somebody like Yareshwar Maharaj, somebody like Nyandev Maharaj, somebody like Namdev Maharaj, somebody like Tukaram Maharaj, somebody like Mirabai. They all have attained all these characteristics. And what are these? When we study these characteristics, they act as a guideline for us sadhak. When I say I want to attain Siddhi, I want to do sadhana, we are all on the path of sadhana. Where we have to ultimately reach? We have to reach this state of mind. Which state of mind? Buddhya vishuddhaya yukto. The intellect should be pure. It should be free from any kind of malice. It should be free from any kind of selfishness. It should be completely free from excessive desire. Dhrityatmananniham cha. Dhriti. We have seen three types of dhriti. Dhrityatmanam, a full determination of what? Of doing a self-control. Even in the presence of stimulus, like some sweet comes in front of me, and Ekadashi, I am not supposed to eat that particular sweet. But the mind will not get toppled for a Siddha Purush. So Dhriti, they will be able to control. And with the help of Dhriti, what they are controlling? Atmanam Niyamya. They are disciplining themselves. With the help of their Dhriti, with the help of their determination, they are doing what? They are controlling themselves. Shabdadin Vishayans Tyaktva. Shabdadin Vishayans Tyaktva. They have taken away their interest from all these things. What are the Shabda Adi Vishaya? Our Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, all these are subjects of our enjoyment. Our entire life is spent in what? Enjoying all these subjects. For eyes, you will say, how do you enjoy? Different Netflix, YouTube, all those reels, all that things we see. That is the entertainment for eyes. So, perfumes and all that for the nose, jivva, tasty food, chappan bhog and ice cream, whatnot. For the small tongue that we have, how many recipes one person cooks? But what we are seeing now, we are seeing the life of perfect sadhak. What he has done? Shabdadin vishayams tyaktva. They have given up on this all these attachments, on all these enjoyments. So such a person. Now, what happens? Saptadin Vishal Sakya means they have not just given up that I am not going to eat and still seeing, oh, it's so nice. See, they are eating ice cream. No, not that kind. They have given up from within. No interest. There's no interest in anything. Suppose a person, you see, is that just Bhagavad Gita we are teaching. And somebody in your family, no interest in Bhagavad Gita, they see you reciting, they see you listening to Vivechan session, what they will do? Just walk away. No interest, no rasa in this. So when there is no rasa, no interest, then they will not be attracted to it. The Siddha Purush is like that. No interest and no rasa in those subjects. So what? So just walk away from it. They are easily able to walk away from it. Vishayams tyaktva. They are easily able to abandon them. Not because by controlling, because of more lack of interest, they are able to disassociate from it. And raga, dvesha, vyadasya cha, completely free from what? Attachment, raga, attachment, excessive attachment. My money, my favorite dish, my favorite clothes, free of raga, dvesha, jealousy. Vyudasya cha, raga, dvesha, vyudasya cha, completely free from attachment, anger, and hatred. Hmm? For us, we are very, very attached to our belongings. That is not the case with Siddha Purush. Vivikta Sevi, very beautiful. Hmm? A person who has given upon all these interests, they can ekant, they can happily live in solitude. Hmm? They will never mind. Sharananda Maharaj, he has said very beautiful things. Ekant sabse bada tirth hai. What he says, Ekant is the biggest. We go to pilgrimage, right? He says Ekant is the best pilgrimage. Just today, some time back, I was doing the sixth chapter Vivechan, and where we were discussing about what is this Atma Sanyam Yoga all about. It is about closing the doors from outside and opening the doors within you. Ekant. Then you attain that main Atma Bodh. So Ekanta, what Swamiji says, it Ekanta सबसे बड़ा तीर्थ है. And it एकांत सबसे बड़ी पाठशाला है. It is the biggest teacher. It is the biggest school. Not just teacher. He says it is a school. Ekanta means what? Solitude, staying alone. It is the biggest pilgrimage. It is the biggest school. And मौन सबसे बड़ा पाठ है means it is being able to be quiet is the biggest lesson a person can get. And Laghvashi. What is this meaning of Vivikta Sevi Laghvashi? Laghvashi means has a very limited, very less appetite. You will say means people nowadays do dieting, no? They will every calorie they will count and eat. So that calorie counting, that dieting is not talking about that. Laghvashi means every type of food. Means what? Not just this food, the food that you consume with eyes. What is the food you consume with eyes? YouTube reels and whatnot, the movies and whatnot. What is the food for the ears? Gossips. Everything is less. Everything is negligible. These all are the important things. Now, some people, this Laghvashi is the capacity to eat very less. Yet, what type of food? Sattvic food. Now, there are some very great examples in our country. Gurudev Ranade, he has lived without food for 14 years. This is the story of the Kali Yuga only. Hmm. What he says when people ask that what is the, how do you manage to stay? He says, see, I can do it, you cannot do, because there are many other sources of energy other than food which give you the energy. But I can tap those sources. You cannot tap those sources, he says. So this is not for a novice sadhak to tap the sources of other sources of energy. We get our energy only from the food that we eat, only from the food for thought, all that. But he says there are many other sources of energy. You cannot tap the energy from them, but I can. So it is not a task of simple sadhak. It is a highest order sadhak, the Siddha Purush. So this Laghvashi is very closely associated with the word Anna. Very interesting things Swamiji says about Anna. So, Anna is something that we consume, that definition we all know. Anna is something that we eat. But when consumed in higher quantity, ज़्यादा मात्रा में खाने पर जो हमें खा जाता है, the one which if consumed in bigger quantity, it eats us. What are all these diseases? Diabetes and all other diseases, modern day lifestyle diseases. Where are they arising from? Because we are consuming more than what we need. So what is happening? Our food is consuming us in the form of diseases. So, but how is the ideal sadhak? Laghvashi has a very limited sattvic appetite. That is how we should be. Yatava kaya manasaha. Very interesting. Controlled speech. Control on body and control on mind. Yatavak. Vak means body. Vak means speech. Kaya means body. Manasaha, mind. All has to be in control. Mauna, being able to maintain silence, talk normally. All this is related. See, then we say, no need to remember these three in separation. To control your mind, your words will always be controlled. If your words are controlled, your body postures will always be controlled. Somebody whose mind is calm, even when there are unfavorable things happening, he will not go out of control in his words. And a person who is not going out of control in words, his body language will always be in sync. These are connected to each other, and that is why put together yatava kaya manasah dhyana yoga paro nityam. He's always engrossed in dhyan. What is the definition of dhyan? Pratyeki ekatanata dhyanam, means always engrossed in dhyan. When all the above are controlled, yatava kaya manasa, when all these are controlled, what will happen? Automatically the dhyan will be established. Vairagyam samapashritah. Vairagyam samapashritah. The freedom of mind is called vairagya, not attached here and there. So, vairagya, some upashritah. These all qualities, dhyana, all this is coming from where? Samapashritah. These all characteristics are friends with, have made friends with renunciation. Vairagya, all these dhyana, all these things will automatically come to somebody who has made friendship with renunciation, can easily give up on attachment. All these characteristics are some of the characteristics. There's one more slok related to the characteristics of Siddha Purush, but I wanted to take that, but I think the time is complete. But the characteristics are very easy. If you all permit, we can take the last slok of Siddha Purush characteristics. Okay. I think, okay, Ahankaram, this last one is a very, very easy one also. Ahankaram balandarpam kamam krodam parigraham vimuchya nirmama shanto brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Okay, these are very important characteristics. So we will not take them in a hurry. These from the 53rd shlok, we will take these characteristics. We'll try to understand these characteristics of Siddha Purush from the next session. With that, I offer this entire discourse at the lotus feet of Param Pujya Gurudev, with whose blessings we are getting to uh, go through this beautiful principles of our upliftment for our lives, and we discuss in the greater details the last set of characteristics of Siddha Purush in the next session. With that, I offer this entire discourse at the lotus feet of Param Pujya Gurudev and Shri Krishna himself. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Tat Sat. Sorry about the excess time. I didn't realize the time for quite some time. And then, sorry. Really sorry.
Your explanations were wonderful, Didi. Thank you, Didi, for this beautiful, thought-provoking session. And all your explanations, examples, and descriptions were really beautiful and light guiding for all of us. Now we'll go for the question answer round. Those who have questions, kindly raise your hands.
Murli Das
Okay.
ji bhaiya. Jai Shri Krishna Murli Das ji bhaiya. Pranam. Jai Shri Krishna to you.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi. Thank you for a wonderful session, Didi. It was wonderful. I have some questions, but it may be controversial, but I'm not asking as a challenge, but I want an answer for that. I want to ask if there can be someone that is proficient in more than one of the categories, right? What I mean is like Brahman, Vaishya, a Brahman that is proficient in, say, Kshatriya, being a Kshatriya, that can be there, right?
How can it be?
Why not, Didi?
So, see, he might be good at multiple things, but there is one thing he is going to be superb at. Okay, this is our modern day outlook. We feel, jack of all trades, everybody becomes, and we start feeling that we're good at this also, we can do this also. But that's actually not the case, and by and large, that is not the case. A person now, if you look at the housewives, they will be good at the finance management of the house. They will also manage their, cooking, all that. To a certain extent, it is a part of my job. A person, a Brahmin, who is running his own Gurukul will have a basic knowledge of, what are the things necessary. But that doesn't mean he has a mastery. We hear what we are talking about, the mastery. What becomes your prime occupation? Hmm? A prime occupation. A teacher is also earning salary and is going to be running his house. All that said and done. What is his prime mastery at? That is the matter of concern. Okay, mastery will be at one profession. But now people see, from modern perspective, our minds are programmed in a different way. So we feel, array, this is also okay. In that case, choose your profession, whatever. And what how Jnaneshwar Maharaj talks about Niyata Karma, when he talks in the third chapter and other chapters, Niyata Karma, when he's saying, he says, because it is relatively recent, no? What Jnaneshwar Maharaj has written is a 750 years old, 800 years old Grantha it is. So in that case, if you're not very sure about your Niyata Karma, what has come to you, as a part of the clan, what you have chosen, even if you have decided, okay, both are good for me, there is only one you are going to choose. In that case, what is Niyata is the one you have chosen for yourself. And if you have felt, now Brahmin, Kshatriya, all that things we don't even know most of the times. Or, there are some people who don't even know whether we are Kshatriya or whether we are Vaishya. In that case, whatever you have chosen for yourself, stick to it. Shreyan Swadharma. In that, then don't keep, toggling. So, Niyata Karma, where Snaneshwar Mauli has added one more definition to it, that what you have chosen to do, that also becomes your Niyata Karma.
That's a very big distinction that you made. Thank you, Didi. Because a child cannot be categorized into a particular category.
Yeah, because now we have, modified that system so much. But earlier,
Yeah.
this caste system, this Varna system basically was by birth only. It was primarily by birth, but the exceptions were made. They were open to those flexible things. Okay.
But because if you come to the Western society or something, nobody is restricted by birth on what they path choose, right? So that's what I think Krishna is telling too, right? You can choose any path, but it's not driven by birth, right?
No. Sahajam karma kaunteya. Sahaja. It has come with you. It is born. See, our birth also is happening as per our interest. We can question this principle as much as you want. But 8th chapter, what Sri Krishna says, that your birth is also owing to your interest only. Where is my attachment? That kind of house I am going to get. Ultimately, everything is perfect in his arrangement. The 8th chapter, you remember that shlok. So there also he says, whatever is in your thought while you are living, that kind of cool only you are going to get. So that is why by birth the system is very, very justified. Whether you follow or not, if then I say no, even if I have followed, I still want to do another part, then what you choose, that becomes your niyata karma. What I have decided for myself, that becomes my niyata karma. Otherwise, by birth also, usually you will see yang yang vapis maran bhavan tyadatante kalevaram tantameva iti kaunteya. So they are going to be born in that clan mostly. So he has put a very perfect system. Now our society is like that, and this is very true. You see the life of Rabindranath Tagore ji. His father. He was influenced by the Western thinkers and knowledge. He never wanted his son to learn Sanskrit and all that. But maybe some past karma that he was attracted to Sanskrit and born in this family, but still pursued his interest of Sanskrit. These life Jivnis when we study. That's what I always keep telling. When you learn about the life stories of these great people, lot of clarity will come around all these things. Whatever you are born with, whatever interest you are born for, gradually you are taken to that purpose.
Oh, yeah. So that's a very big distinction, and I enjoyed Devi. But only question remaining is, how will we classify Krishna if he were to be born today in today's society? What would be,
Classify what? I didn't.
And if he's born with all the characteristics, what category would we put him in?
I didn't get your question. Can you repeat it once? Born with
Yes.
all the categories.
If Krishna is born as human being today, right? Okay, and with all the characteristics, all the greatness that he has, would we be, as human beings, be able to recognize that and do the right thing?
This is a very simple thing. Krishna is, he doesn't need to be born. He is going to manifest some or the other way. A person who has faith in him is going to be able to recognize it. The person who has no faith in him is not going to be able to recognize. Simple. That is the Atma Tattva. Hamara, unka Krishna Tattva, it is same. So when those experiments was done on children, they are able, even when they are blindfolded, they are able to understand from the touch their own mother. With little, association of few years, that mother and child have that kind of bonding, that kind of capacity to identify. With Krishna, we are not associated from this birth, from many births. It is a sadhana of many births. Those who have perfected the sadhana over these births will definitely be able to identify this manifestation. Those who have not, they will not be able to identify the manifestation.
That is true. Even there could be somebody that will not honor him even then.
Yeah, right. There will be people who will. Jnaneshwar Maharaj was born. Some people around him, they knew right from the beginning that he is incarnation of Sri Krishna. Kuch to great hai. But other people took very long to understand. Simple. Okay.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri
Thank you very
Krishna.
much.
Jai Shri Krishna. We are done for the day.
Thank you, Didi. I think there are no more questions now. Thank you, Didi, for all the explanations and beautiful answers. Now, I would also like to thank each and every one of you sadhakas for participating in today's session. And we'll be meeting once again in the next week's enlightening session. I would like to thank the very vigilant, hardworking technical team for the continuous efforts for making this session a great success. And we have beautifully completed our interpretation session today. As we approach the conclusion of today's session, with the blessings of Sri Krishna and Swami Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj, it is time to bring our minds to the gratitude and devotion and to offer the closing prayer. I now invite Shakuntala Chatakonda ji to lead us in the closing prayer. She's from Nandyal, an ex-banker, now working as income tax practitioner and digital marketer. She holds an MCom, ICWA and Honours Diploma in Systems Management. She joined Geeta Pariwar in January 25. She's been serving as technical assistant since April 25, supporting L1 completed and now L2 classes. You're welcome, Shakuntala Didi.
Welcome, Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Shall I start the prayer, Didi?
Yes.
Yogesham Satchidananda Vasudeva Vrajapriyam Dharma Samstapakam Viram Krishna Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishna Vande Jagadgurum.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you, Didi, for this wonderful prayer.
Even I am honored.
Now is the time for the Hanuman Chalisa.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा गानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र औ ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरई हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Radhika Didi, thank you for your presence and thank you Rashmi Didi and all the tech team.
Thank you to you also. Jai Shri
Thank you
Krishna.
so much, Didi. I was blessed. You had your last session, so I could attend it fully.